Happy Friday, Mechanicsburg. You know what today is? It's game day. Name's Jacob Teal, and I'm with M.I.B.N. Fun fact, Indians are number 3 in the state and still undefeated. Today we will be doing our weekly interview with Coach Forrest. Indians will be going against the Panthers from Fairbanks. The game will be broadcasted live on M.I.B.N. through YouTube. Go Burg.
Hello Mechanicsburg, I'm Lane Casey, I'm here with M.I.B.N. And today we're interviewing Indians football coach Coach Forrest. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Lane. Thanks for having me, buddy.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about tonight's game. How do you feel about last week's game?
I thought it was a good win for us. I think Northeastern's a much improved team. They got a lot of young talent, and I think their coach has them headed direction. So come out, play a good 4 quarters, gave up 1 touchdown. But otherwise, I was very, very happy with everything that happened and transpired last week. I think we can be a little more physical, make sure we take care of the everything up front. But that's the biggest thing. But overall, very happy.
What are your thoughts on Fairbanks? What makes them a dangerous team?
They have a lot of talent, a lot of skill. They have some nice receivers on the outside. They have a really good duo at running back. They have a couple kids at linebacker that are 6'3", 215-pound kids. They're well coached. They play with a lot of energy and emotion, and they feed off their coaches on that type stuff. So they're a program. They're undefeated. There's a reason they're undefeated. They've had to fight through some adversity and hold off West Liberty there late. So they've been a little battle tested as well. But they have a lot of talent, and they're well coached, and they're going to come here very, very excited, especially after what happened last year.
How do you feel about your defense only allowing 7 points in the last 2 games?
It's 7 too many. That's how I feel. But no, anytime you can hold people to 1 score or less, you got to be pretty pleased. Obviously, we're perfectionists, and we want to make sure that we try to hold people without points every single possession. So we'll do our best. But so far, so good, especially on the defense side of the ball. Other than the West Jeff game, we've held people to 1 score or less, so that's a positive.
Is there anything on offense or defense you guys need to improve on?
Always. There's always things we can improve on. Our physicality, our communication, attacking the correct shoulders on offense and defense, making sure you're playing with your hands in tight. You get your hands out wide, you get in trouble, can't give up your chest. So there's a lot of details that you understand how to leverage the football, trusting your teammate to be on the outside hip when you're on the inside hip. Constantly improving your tackling, improving your effort. So there's a lot of things we got to get better on, and all the details that are going to make us as good as we can be.
What are you guys doing to prepare for undefeated Fairbanks?
Same thing we do every week. Is we want to come in, we want to make sure we understand our assignments. We want to make sure that we're the most physical team on the field. We want to make sure that we're taking the fight to them, and you got to make sure you block, you tackle, you take care of the football. When you do those 3 things, you'll give yourself a chance to win every single football game you're in. You also got to make sure that special teams doesn't lose the game for you. You got to make sure that you're solid in those aspects.
Can you break down the playoff format for us?
The playoff format, well, like everything else in 2020, the playoff format is a lot different. They're allowing all the teams to be in the playoffs, and our region has 24 teams. So the top 8, once they're seeded, will have a bye, and then the other 16 will play week 1, and then from there we'll have a 16-team playoff. With it ending on, I believe it's November 21st with the state championship.
Obviously, next week's game is a big game. What are your thoughts on watching it from this year compared to last year?
Well, talking about next week, we got our hands full this week with Fairbanks. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that year-round and in the off-season you spend a lot of time preparing for the team up north and making sure that that's a game that you always are ready for. And during the off-season, obviously studying them. They lost a great senior class. They lost a really good quarterback. They lost a lot of their linemen. So we're focused on Fairbanks right now, but with that one, we will be more than prepared come Monday to get after the team up north. That's for sure.
What do you think your team's capable of doing this year?
I think our team's capable of achieving whatever they want to achieve. Physically, we're a very talented group, and when we match our physical abilities with our mental abilities and are locked in and completely focused, we can achieve at a very, very high level. I don't think there's anybody in Division 6 that we would be necessarily saying, oh no, we don't want to play you, or so I think we can beat anybody if we're doing what we're supposed to do.
What has made the season so good so far?
I think it's our kids just continuously fighting through adversity. Obviously 2020 has been a year full of adversity, starting way back in the spring, and I know that the kids did a lot on their own of working out and getting ready and following all the directives and the directions and doing what they're allowed to do to get themselves prepared for this football season. And then once we were here and allowed to play, coming to work every day, becoming a team, understanding each other, fighting through, more adversity of we have to do things this way, you have to do things that way. You can't do this, you can't do this. So I think the big thing is just overcoming adversity and continuing to push forward. I think that's been the biggest thing.
What would you say your favorite food is?
My favorite food. I love so many foods. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. Shoot. I love a good pork chop, a good steak. I love pizza. If I'm going out to eat, I love me some Rooster's wings. So there's lots of food. I don't know if I can name just one. I'm a carnivore for sure. I will say that.
If you didn't coach football, what would you be doing right now?
If I wasn't coaching football, Coach Cantrell probably wouldn't have a job. I'd probably be coaching basketball. I'm a lover of sports. I love to compete. I love to do things. Coaching's always been I remember in 7th grade in Mrs. Gear's health class writing a career report, and it was on being a football coach. And so it's kind of been what I've wanted to do my whole life. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doing that. It'd probably be coaching, doing something else, something in athletics, for sure, and something involved with kids. Obviously, coaching and teaching go hand in hand. Those two things are pretty much identical.
What are your thoughts on the Bengals-Browns game last week?
The right team won. That's what I think. It was good to see the Browns control the line of scrimmage and kind of pummel them up there. They ran the ball for over 200 yards. It was good to get the play action game going with Baker, get him some confidence. It looked like a football team again, but it was just the Bengals. So we'll see how it goes from here.
Yeah, that's all the questions we have for today. Thanks for your time, Coach.
I appreciate it, Lane. Go Burg!